Most sales leaders sabotaging their extended reality ROI make one specific mistake. They purchase the hardware before evaluating their own product complexity. You've seen the headlines and the pitches promising that virtual reality will double your close rates. But a fleet of 20 headsets won't fix a strategy that hasn't accounted for what you're actually selling. Welcome back to Inside Sales Geek. I'm here to translate heavy academic research into practical, boots-on-the-ground sales strategy, so you don't have to learn these expensive lessons the hard way. Before we get into the data, let's establish our terms. Extended reality, or XR, is an umbrella term covering two distinct tools. Augmented reality, or AR, overlays digital information onto the physical world you're already looking at. Virtual reality, or VR, completely replaces your physical environment with a fully enclosed digital space. Industry forecasts insist that XR is the future of business-to-business sales. But if you look at the actual adoption rates on the sales floor, they are severely lagging. This gap exists because sales organizations often treat XR as a spectacle designed to impress buyers. When you deploy it as a gimmick instead of a highly specialized communication tool, you burn budget and frustrate your reps. A recent study in the Journal of Personal Selling and Sales Management looked closely at this problem. The researchers found that XR only boosts sales performance if your organization meets 4 strict antecedent conditions. Miss one, and your ROI drops to 0. First, you need the organizational resources, specifically the budget to build high-quality 3D assets. A cheap, glitchy rendering will hurt your credibility. Second, you need salesperson adoption readiness. If your reps have been selling over the phone for 20 years, handing them a headset without a deliberate change management plan will guarantee they abandon the tool. Third is buyer readiness. If your target industry is highly conservative, or if their facilities lack the necessary internet bandwidth, a fully immersive digital pitch will create friction, not remove it. The fourth and most critical prerequisite is product complexity. Look at this matrix plotting product complexity against XR return on investment. The data shows a direct relationship. If you're selling simple, low-involvement items, the line stays completely flat. But once you cross into highly complex systems, that trend line spikes dramatically. If your team sells a basic, easily understood widget, XR is a financial drain. It only functions as a performance multiplier when you are selling high-complexity, high-involvement solutions that are difficult to explain. So what happens when you actually meet all 4 prerequisites? The research categorizes the payoff into 2 distinct buckets. Let's look at the seller-centered benefits first. Think about the traditional way a rep explains the internal mechanisms of heavy industrial machinery or complex software architecture. They usually rely on a 2-dimensional PowerPoint slide deck, forcing the buyer to mentally assemble the pieces. XR eliminates that cognitive load. Instead of pointing at a flat diagram, your rep can virtually transport the buyer directly inside the product's architecture, stripping away the outer casing to show internal gears in motion. This immersive capability upgrades a standard feature dump into highly persuasive storytelling. Buyers move past trying to imagine the product's function and start experiencing the mechanics directly. Beyond clarifying the mechanics, deploying this technology signals a specific brand identity to the market. By walking into a room with a flawless digital immersion, the rep and the company are immediately perceived as innovative leaders. If you're finding this breakdown helpful, hit the subscribe button and share this video with your sales enablement team. We dissect new research like this every week. Ultimately, these seller-centered benefits elevate the perceived value of the product and the company, creating immediate competitive differentiation. But XR's true power sits in the second bucket, the customer-centered benefits. This is entirely about removing friction on the buyer side of the table. The hardest part of a modern B2B deal isn't convincing one person, it's aligning a complex buying center, a group that usually includes end users, IT directors, and financial officers, all of whom have conflicting priorities. XR allows reps to tailor the exact same product model to different stakeholders. For the technical user, the rep highlights specific nodes, airflow vectors, and structural tolerances directly on the 3D model. Then, the presentation pivots for the financial buyer. Technical specs vanish, replaced by a dynamic data dashboard showing pricing and maintenance cost drop-offs. The technical buyer sees safety, while the financial buyer sees ROI. Seeing both realities mapped onto the same model forces consensus. Extended reality simplifies the evaluation phase for the customer, removing the internal friction and endless email chains that typically stall high-value deals. The overarching lesson from the data is clear. XR is an advanced strategy requiring deliberate, phased execution. Step 1. Audit product complexity. Step 2. Pilot with one tech-savvy rep, avoiding full-floor rollouts. Step 3. Address technical and financial buyer objections together. Test one step. Track the results. Iterate based on the data. Thanks for watching Inside Sales Geek, and I'll see you in the next breakdown.